The importance of appearance to a person, how significant is it? I'm not attractive. On the day of university enrollment, he, a senior, added many female friends on Facebook. When he sent me a friend request and I accepted, he asked me to send him a photo, which I didn't. However, my photo ended up in his friend list. After he saw it, he didn't pay attention to me anymore. Later, he found out my roommate, who was pretty, and added her. He even arranged to meet her, but she declined as she knew he wasn't a good person. In high school, when we needed to move desks, the pretty girls always had boys helping them, while the rest of us, the not-so-pretty ones, had to do it ourselves. During playful moments with the pretty girls, a boy once pointed at me, XXX, my name, you're a monster, let her go. At a friend's birthday party, I was close to the pretty girl sitting next to me, and the boy hosting the party asked her to come to his birthday dinner. After a few minutes, he realized he wasn't being polite enough and turned to look at me sitting beside her. Are you coming? When hanging out together, the boys often asked me where all the pretty girls had gone. In elementary school, because of my appearance, I often got bullied by boys. I couldn't fight back against them alone, and when I told teachers, they didn't know which class those boys were in. When I told my parents, they thought it was just kids playing around. Every time I walked on that street, I feared running into them. Every time I got bullied for no reason, they laughed at me because I was ugly. Each time, I begged my mom to give me fewer candies so I could befriend them, and they wouldn't bully me next time. I have many friends, most of whom are very pretty, but I don't feel jealous because they are very good to me, although I admire them a lot. Sometimes they jokingly say if I were a bit prettier, it would be better. But most of the time, they praise me for being kind and compassionate. I've seen a lot of unfair treatment, and the one who gets treated unfairly is always me. I lack confidence and am very afraid of being hated by others. Feeling hated by others seems normal to me. After university, a boy confessed his feelings for me for the first time, which was very touching. I felt like I had met him for my whole life. After I agreed, he told me the truth that he had been cheated on by his ex-girlfriend, who was very beautiful, and he turned to me because he felt safe with my appearance. On holidays, he didn't bother to buy me gifts and often said to me, "You're ugly anyway. What do you want to say?" As if I don't already know. Being with him made my already low self-esteem even lower. Then we broke up because I often felt sad. I don't want to love in this lifetime, don't like many boys, and boys have even more hostility towards ugly girls than girls do. From childhood to adulthood, boys have hurt me many times. I feel like boys are just animals that only perceive with their eyes. Ugly girls with good personalities are not as good as pretty girls with deteriorating personalities. Meeting pretty girls with princess-like personalities, most of whom are very tolerant and generous, is beyond my lifetime experience. Currently, I'm trying to study hard, stay away from that group of bad people, and work hard to make money. Once I have enough money, I will undergo plastic surgery. I must have surgery, not to change everything, just because I don't want to see the coldness and rejection of life. Having a boyfriend but meeting someone better, what should you do? Loving someone is like picking shells on the beach. Don't choose the biggest or the prettiest one, just choose the one you like the most. Once you find it, you won't need the beach anymore. If you don't understand, let me provide you with another scenario. One rainy day, you see a lost puppy standing shivering at your door, its eyes looking at you pitifully. Your hidden compassion wells up, and decisively, you pick it up, take it home, bathe it, feed it, and tuck it into bed. From then on, this puppy becomes your family. A year passes, every morning it wakes you up, When you're tired coming home, it's always waiting at the door for you. You take a walk, it walks ahead of you. Someone tries to steal your purse, it barks wildly. It sleeps on your lap when you watch TV. It lies at your feet when you browse the internet. It has become a part of your life. A year later, someone offers you a well-trained dog in exchange for the stray dog you've adopted. Would you exchange? If it were me, I definitely wouldn't, because I have feelings for it. This is similar to having a boyfriend. If you've been with your boyfriend for a long time, your habits and lifestyle will become his over time. Your forgetfulness will become his carefulness. Your quirks will become his habits. Habits become feelings. This is love. It is said that in one's life, we will meet 8,263,563 people, greet 39,778 people, get to know 3,619 people, be close to 275 people, but eventually, they will disappear in the vast sea of humanity. Throughout our lives, we search for our ideal partner, but not everyone is lucky enough to find their ideal partner. Therefore, in the history of human love, most people make choices like this. Choose the most suitable candidate and then execute a transformation plan to turn that person into their ideal companion. Love is a practice, not just to obtain love, but also to make you a better person. True love is knowing that there may be someone better in the world, but you don't care, you don't want to pursue, you silently think that there is someone in front of you, and that's enough. When you use strengths and weaknesses to choose your partner, love is no longer a paradise for you, but a game of weighing pros and cons. Every game has its winners and losers. Today you meet someone who treats you well, you win. Tomorrow the other person meets someone better than you, you lose. This type of love cannot enjoy the initial stability of love. You will never be satisfied with the person in front of you treating you well. Similarly, if the person you choose has the same thoughts as you will never escape from an endless loop. But for thousands of years, love has always fascinated people, and many people have sacrificed for it without regret, perhaps because it surpasses human reason. And I always see faithful love as a matter of faith. I think those who believe in it, it exists, and those who don't believe in it have their reasons, I don't refute. So I think if a girl doesn't have faith in love, then let it go. You can't be together, and then someone else appears, and it's soon goodbye. Meet your boyfriend, sit down and express your thoughts calmly and frankly. It's more comfortable than this relationship ending up with your thoughts on someone else. But I still want to convince girls that you can break up because you have a bad boyfriend, but try not to break up because you meet a better guy. This sounds like wordplay, but the underlying meaning is completely different. Before, you didn't notice the shortcomings of your boyfriend, now choosing to break up to avoid being hurt. This is the expression of reason and responsibility. But the one who comes after is purely selfish, meaning that even if your boyfriend does nothing to dissatisfy you, and you chase after someone better, this term better is really dangerous because there will always be someone better, and you will sink into the bottomless pit of greed. If you choose to leave your current boyfriend for someone better, then there will still be better guys. Should everyone abandon their old partner and find a new one better? Such a choice is basically a paradox, an endless loop. This is also the meaning of there is no best, only better. When choosing to love someone, being with him is not just about comparing personalities, compatibility, and harmony, but also knowing that being with him means your choice has been made, it can't be fixed with someone else. You never know if someone better you haven't met yet will appear. Psychologically speaking, there's nothing called someone better appearing. You're not with this person for long, and you don't even understand him well, so how can you conclude that is better? It's just that you're gradually losing the novelty of your current boyfriend. Ask yourself, when you first met your boyfriend, did you feel he was perfect? But when you're together day after day, The initial excitement and satisfaction fade away as time goes by. At this point, if someone new appears, they may bring us a new kind of excitement. That's called the grass is always greener on the other side. In this case, there's no need for comparison. The old one has already lost. So what's next? The new person will flow past us like water until we meet someone new again. As the proverb goes, there's always a higher mountain. Despite having a bunch of outstanding people, half of whom you don't fancy, humans have to learn to be satisfied. It's best to find someone equivalent to you in every way. I learned this from shelling corn when I was young. The principles can all be understood. If you meet someone you like, choose and then break, it will be unclear in the end. So losing the one who loves you the most, saying like that, do you understand? So give yourself and your current partner some time. Try to increase happiness in your relationship. Maybe the current person isn't much different from the one you think is really good. Good luck. If you happen to develop feelings for someone who is already married, what should you do? Humans are advanced emotional beings. Both men and women subscribe to the notion of the grass is always greener on the other side. When a man encounters a seemingly more charming woman, he often believes she is better than his wife. Similarly, some women, upon meeting another man, think he is better than their husband. In truth, men and women share similar delusions. Some individuals fall in love with their dating partners. Falling for someone who is married is acceptable if the person is divorced. In such cases, forming a new household with that person is permissible. However, if you fall for someone who is not yet divorced, it's not morally acceptable. You would be disrupting someone else's happiness. Love knows no right or wrong. It's not a big fault to like someone who is already married. There's a distinction between liking and loving, and it's essential to maintain a reasonable distance. Don't intrude into someone else's family. Keep your affection silent in your heart. If you only love from afar, you can stand at a distance and admire the other person. Never demand more, as doing so only hurts feelings. The best way to forget someone is to start a new relationship, allowing love to heal the wound. Liking someone who can never be with you is like reaching a dead-end road and having to find another path. Despite the pain and confusion, hesitation is not allowed. If you know you can't be together, you must understand how to let go. Only by understanding how to let go can you completely move on and possibly have a better future. There's nothing wrong with loving someone. Similarly, there's nothing wrong with liking someone. Whether they're married or not, the age difference doesn't matter. If it's just a matter of liking someone, it's all within the boundaries of reasonable affection and doesn't contradict moral principles. If you like someone, especially if they're married, and you feel inclined to get closer to them, it's crucial to think carefully. If you genuinely like someone, you shouldn't hurt them or their family. Instead, you should strive to make them happy. However, if you like someone and their marriage isn't happy, but you can ensure their happiness from beginning to end, you can develop your feelings beyond mere liking. If you can't do that, then don't love them, because hurting others also hurts yourself. Even liking them becomes impossible. Liking is acceptable, and so is love. For married individuals, as long as you don't take any concrete actions, no matter how unconventional your thoughts may be, they are still voluntary. Others have no right or authority to regulate or control your freedom. These thoughts serve no practical purpose other than self-comfort or self-indulgence. They don't harm anyone else, so there's no need for self-blame, fear, or guilt. Nevertheless, I advise against harboring inappropriate thoughts. If you delve too deep, it will only harm you without benefiting you in any way.